Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We are currently in Juneau, Alaska. We're getting ready to do the next leg on our short haul around the world, and we're flying from here down the Pacific coast to Seattle, Washington. As you can see, the weather here, low overcast. It was a little bit of rain earlier, and hello, Lemon Wolf. Well, here. You're right over there, Kevin. All right? Make you feel a little bit better. So, as I was saying, before I was not so rudely interrupted, weather is a bit closed in up here in Alaska. We're still going to be able to get out of here. Had some rain, but we got the low overcast and everything. Weather down in Seattle is not too good as well. They've got fog. They've had some visibility issues for a while. Was down to a quarter mile a few hours ago. It seems to be lifting slightly. It's currently up to 6 miles, but still a low overcast of just a few hundred feet. So that could be interesting getting in there, and we'll see how that goes. Flight time's just under 2 hours as we head down the Pacific coast to Seattle. So it should be a fairly good flight. And as you can see, Kevin is flying along in the Delta Airlines 737-800. So we're going to jump aboard the Phoenix A320 here, and that we're using for this tour, and in the Fly UK colors, and we'll get everything all set up. Alright, so cockpit preparation is complete. We can lift up the leg. Parking brakes are confirmed. Set ground power is connected, and external power is now on. Batteries 1 and 2 are coming on, and we can start the passengers loading.
Boarding requested.
So I found out my issue with the radios that I've had was there's a keybind to some ATC panels. I guess it's from the original setup, and I've never used it, but selecting the tail left, tail right with the keyboard or the keyboard buttons for the numbers, it was activating it. So that's what was causing that. Yeah, I do like the Fly UK livery as well. It's very detailed, as you can see, the different colors of blue. It's actually looks very nice. It's the British flag actually kind of overlaid on the tail. You can see the main cross, and there's the white there and the white there, and then the other parts, and it goes down into the white and everything. It looks really snazzy. No, passengers.
Passengers boarding started.
All right, so let's get on with the rest of the setup here. I'll kill that caution. All right, we're going to come up to the Adirs. There's 1, 2, and 3 are now aligning. Evacuation signs are set to Captain Purser. We'll turn on the signs in the back. There we go, and we can now do our lights. So as the aircraft is now powered, we'll put on the nav lights so that everyone is aware. And we're going to crank up our overhead panels. It's a gloomy day. It will help us see everything as we get set up. There we go. Come back up top. Crew oxygen is now on. Generators 1 and 2 are on and in fault.
Thank you.
Heat, we're just going to turn down 1 notch. We don't want to be too stuffy in the back. Packs 1 and 2 are both on and in fault. We'll do the APU fire test. And again, it does show stuff down on the main panels, the ECAMs, but if I pop them out, you can't see them, so there's no point. And there's engine number 2 fire test is now done. Emergency exit lights are now armed. Icing indicator standby compass is on. Cargo heats are set to cold. Alright, so we're going to come down here. We'll get ourselves into the iPad here. Bring in our route. Of course, we're bringing it in from SimBrief. Hey, Jayhawk, good to see you. Hey, Brian, good. Nice to see we're filling your time between meetings. Very nice. I don't know why that didn't update. I did tell it in the SimBrief profile. No, I didn't tell it in the SimBrief profile. That's my fault. So we are set up there now. Ground services, we can come over and take a look. We are good there. Everything is up and we are loading. And for today's flight, we are taking 113 passengers, 2.4 tons of cargo, 7.9 tons of fuel. We'll load that when GSX is done. That is all good. Alright, back over. We'll come over here so we are ready for the final messages when it's time for them. That's our preliminary load sheet. So if you don't know why we get multiple load sheets, this is the preliminary based on initial bookings. We then get a mid-load sheet, which would be based on time check-in, and then we get a final one, which will have everything loaded on the aircraft. At the moment, though, we're not even running this, so we're not going to get anything at this point in time. We'll get a final one at the end, which we will use for our final numbers to get ready to go. So we'll pop over to my side. We'll go into the FMC. Database is current to 14 June. That's all good. Nav data, we can clear these messages here, and we can go to our initialization, and we will have them send us the flight plan. As you can see, we are flying PAJN, which is Juneau, to KSEA, which is Seattle, and our alternate is KPDX, which is Portland, Oregon. Our flight number for today's flight, because we are on the tour, is our Fly UK number 5556. Cost index for the A320 is always flown at 25, and our cruise altitude today is flight level 370. We'll pick up our winds. That's on our winds. We'll pick up our winds. And these are our climb and descent winds. There we go. So they are in. There's climb winds and descent winds. What we're expecting currently, forecast for our arrival and departure. So that's that. We can go over to our flight plan. Today we are taking off on runway 08. I'll grab the current Juneau weather, put it into the chat. Automated weather forecasting, so it's not 100% accurate. And it is slightly dated. It's about 40 minutes old. Winds are 120 at 12, so we're going to be using runway 08. 10 miles visibility, light rain, few cloud at 700 feet, broken at 3,300 feet, overcast 4,700 feet. Currently 8 degrees out. Barrow is 2,993. We can set that. We are in North America, so we will use inches of mercury instead of hectopascals. Switch you over to 2,993. And just some remarks on cloud composition and water. That P0001 is water puddling and pooling and stuff like that. But that is now all done, so we can come down and look at our departure. So as mentioned, runway 08 today. And we're going to be going off on the Juneau 6 departure, which is going to lead us back over the field and away from the mountains. So 08, and we're going off on the Juneau 6. And we're taking it down to LVD. And we can insert that. You can see it all in here. So at 430 feet, we're going to make a turn out to the CGL NDB and then out to Barlow. We're then going to intercept our course line, and that's going to take us to LVD. All right, and then we are on course. And then coming into Seattle. Currently, my flight plan is telling me 16 right. Current weather in Seattle is showing 270 at 5. Runways in Seattle are all north-south. Winds are kind of flopping around, currently out of the west. So we'll stick with 16 right. That is fine. And we're going to be going on the Mariner 7 arrival. So it'll be the ILS for 16 right, and we're going to be doing the Mariner 7. There she is there. And we are transitioning at Yankee Juliet, which is I believe that's the Victoria VOR on Vancouver Island. And we will insert that. So if we now come up here and go to our plan mode, you can see we're going to make the takeoff, make the right turn, loop around out to Barlow, come up, intercept our course here over to Radke and then down. That's going to then take us down along the coast. There's the entry point at the YYJ VOR. Bring us down to on the Mariner. And pretty much just bring us straight in. As you can see now, I do want to check some of our altitude constraints. A Mariner, we have to be above 12,000. Let's see what it says. Mariner above 12,000, Bowen above 11,000. The first hard one we have will be Griffey at 6,000 feet. And there's Griffey at 6,000.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
We're probably, we might even be doing a Cat 3 arrival, depending on the weather. The runway is good for Cat 3. Not sure I remember how to do that for Autoland, but Cat 2, we'll set up for Cat 2. It's 100 foot decision height and 515 feet. But as we come in through our points here, we're going Griffey, then Selak or Boring. Should be going into Selak, so I'm going to put that one in. It's CELAK. Let's see if it'll let me do it. It did. They're going to clear out the disco. We'll insert Selak. We're supposed to be at 4,000 feet. So we'll put in that altitude constraint of 4,000. And we will be descending. And we will insert. Just to go back and take a look. Select 4,000, Boring at 32, and Finca at 19. And that should be a hard 19. It is. All right, so that's going to do our flight plan. We can now go over to our performance. So we're going to jump over here. We're going to load the aircraft. We're going to do it instantly. There goes the jetway outside, which is good. We're going to have it
ready to go when you are.
There's the cabin. We're going to have them resend the load sheet. We'll dismiss that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard
So
our
popping
flight.
down here, we should get our final load sheet, and then our numbers here we're going to need. So 0 fuel weight of 55.5,
Unless you're in a front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin. If you have
55.5.
any trouble finding a location to
Our
carry-on items, please let a flight
Center of
attendant know.
gravity is going to be 30.3.
After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you
That
close
is now
it as a
entered
courtesy
in.
to other
Block fuel
passengers.
for today.
Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers
7.9.
can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card
And our
provided for you.
reserve,
Please make sure that you are able and willing to
probably
perform these actions.
0.9.
If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Feel free to use your
Reserves
cell
are
phone during the
110.
rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops,
So our
tablets,
reserve
and any
fuel
other larger
is
electronic
in.
devices
That is
are
all
sealed once
good.
you depart from the gate.
And
Thank
we
you, welcome
are
aboard.
good to go with that information. So we can come up and do our takeoff performance, and we will be ready to go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight.
Yeah, I haven't done it in this thing in a while, and I can't remember how you set the
Seattle.
decision
Our flight
height
time will be roughly
and everything.
1 hour
But,
and 58
we'll see.
minutes.
So
Now that the
PAJN
cabin door is
runway
closed, please make
08.
sure that all devices are in
Surface,
airplane mode and your large devices
it's been
are
raining.
mounted
I'm going to
down
say
in
it's
mode.
wet.
Please fasten your seatbelt and make
Put
sure
in the
that all
weather
safe
and do our
handles and seat backs
calculations.
are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare
Alright, it's
cabin
giving
for
us a
departure
flex.
and cross
So we got 128, 140, 141. That's due to the wet runway. So we'll go 128 for V1, 140 for rotation, and 141 for our V2 speed. Come back here, it's going to be a flaps 1 up 0 and 68 degree flex. Flaps 1 up 0.0 and a 68 degree flex. Decision height 0, autopilot's on both. Yeah, it was sitting in my head, I just wasn't 100% sure. So that is now all set up and ready to go. We can come over here, we will accept that, let them know we've accepted the final load sheet, and Roger can go on to the flight plan page. And we should be good. So quick look around the aircraft. Everything looks good. We're just hooked up to the APU at the moment. Self-cleared, there is no ATC online. So altimeters are set, 299 or 3. Transponder will set to 2000, which it is. PWS and GSC is now coming on. Fuel loading and boarding is complete. APU master switch is on. As soon as the flap open comes up, we will start our APU. There she is there. Oh, something was flashing. Might have been the mouse. There she is. Flaps now open. APU start. As soon as that's up, we'll turn on the bleeds, we'll get the external power disconnected, and we'll be ready for push. Since we are going down to runway 08, which is down at this end of the airfield, we're going to push back. We're going to go tail to our right, nose to our left. We should push out onto this line here, and we will see what happens when I push the button if my radio changes. Speaking of radios, we can come down now. We're going to switch over to 122.8, and we'll do a radio check. Make sure everything is working. Juneau Terminal, Skyways 5556, radio check. Delta 1562, you're a bit broken up, but I could hear you pretty good.
Roger, thank you very much.
Oh, that was a little bit better that time. Alright, so the APU is up and running, so APU bleed is now going to come on. External power is disconnected. Takeoff data is set. 128, 141. FCU will set. We're going to just clear ourselves right to cruise. No restrictions on the climb out. So flight level 370 is set. Flight directors are on both sides and radios are set. We look to be good. So I'm going to turn the transponder on. Set me to 10, set Roger to 40, go back into ARC, and I think we are good. So let's call for our pushback. De-icing. No, I think we're fine.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by until push is completed and brakes are set.
Alright, I'm going to start push once we get push back onto the line. Well, engine start once we're pushed back onto the line. Let's get rid of this.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We get the flight in. We'll get the route page up. We're going to put our own map up once we're going. He's in a 737, that's why. Oh, the radio? Actually, the radios are very clear. A lot clearer than you get in the sim.
Departure checks completed. Bypass.
Or if you're actually listening to it, on like a web-based thing, it is a lot clearer. Sorry, I want to go here. VATSim sent me another message. I just want to clear that. Load sheet, accept, turn, menu, FMC, and flight plan. Get rid of that off the screen. Thank you very much. Alright, so it's going to be tail right, nose left. I'll push the button.
Locking gear.
We'll see if my radios change. I think we're at stand 2, if I remember right. Let's take a quick look at the charts. I don't think my chart has stand numbers on it. No, it doesn't. Alright, here's the test. Nose left, tail right, number 2. That was the one that kept switching everything around. Ooh, nothing changed. Very nice. Before we go, something I forgot to do. Not that one, this one. Ground services. Let's get rid of chocks and the GPU.
Release parking brakes.
Roll my flight again. I'm at 4. Alright. Juneau area
Release
traffic,
parking
Skyways 5556. Push and start, stand 4, facing west.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by until push is completed and brakes are set.
You got it. Now the reason I do that is because the apron is slippery. If you start the engines, you're going to be pushing against the friction, the little bit reduced friction, or the little bit of remaining friction the tires have. So you could start skewing the aircraft around while they're pushing, which is something you do not want.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the flight attendants for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt
Say
light is
goodbye to
fastened,
Alaska.
ensure
There's
that
our
the
turn.
seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the entire flight as you may experience unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth.
Nicely
Secure
on the line.
behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the
parking
unlikely
brakes.
event of a water
Parking
landing,
brakes are
a
set.
life
Should have
vest
had the
is
beacon
located
on.
in the pouch
Get
under
that
the
on
seat or
now.
between the armrests.
So brakes are set. We can go ahead with
Open the
engine
plastic
start.
pouch and remove the vest. Flip it
So,
over your head.
lights
Wrap
are
the
on.
straps around
Fuel
your
pump's
waist and
coming
buckle at
on.
the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate
Ignition
the
mode
vest, pull firmly
selector
on the
to
red cord
start
only when
and
exiting
starting
aircraft.
engine number
If
2.
your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened.
like we
and
got a
seat backs
glacier
and
off
tray
in the
tables are
distance
in their
there.
full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
The engine's coming up. I want to see if we hear the barking dog.
Juneau traffic Delta 1562, stand 2, push start, facing south.
There's the air coming back on. Oh, couldn't hear it. And starting engine number 1. There goes Kevin. That's the GSX little bug causing that issue. Did update GSX the other day. It was a fairly huge update, which is pretty interesting. Kevin, I think you're going the wrong way there. You're kind of facing north. Alright, there's the second engine coming up, number 1. Temperature is rising. We should get the available indicator any second now.
5562, so let you know the is having a face here, pushing from band 2, so if I get a bit close, let me know.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Roger that. Alright, so engine 1 is up and going. Generators 1 and 2 are on no fault. Ignition mode selector set to normal. Probe heat is on automatic. It's on. It's currently on auto. Engine anti-ice. We are going to turn on the engine anti-ice and wing anti-ice. Packs 1 and 2 are on and no fault. Flaps, we're going to go flaps 1F. Come over here to our flight controls page. Flaps 1 plus F. Trim, we're going to set 0, and 0 is set. Flight control check. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral. Everything is looking good. We'll confirm the engine start. They can disconnect.
Engine start. You can disconnect.
APU bleeds and APU are coming off. FCP is set, managed, and 3700. Engine instruments check. Everything is looking good. Auto brake set to max. Tiller is on. We're just going to watch now for the truck to leave. That was
Unlocking gear.
interesting push from the other side. Cabin's ready to go. It is a short taxi. Oh, there we go. Gears unlocked. So we got a Southwest Airlines or an SWR. Not sure who that is coming in. We've got
Left is clear. Right
that's
is
the
clear.
TBM-9 coming in from Ketchikan. We've got, that's it. That's the only other aircraft inbound. There goes the tug. Alright, so taxi light is on. Juneau area traffic, Skyways 5556 taxiing runway 08 via apron, Charlie 1, Alpha, hold short Bravo. Alright, brakes are released. Pin has been shown to us. We're going to do the speed brake arm. We'll do our TO check, config check here. There's the wave. She's going to turn, walk away. There she goes. Alright, let's get going. Apparently another aircraft just appeared. Oh, that's the guy that took off a little earlier. TBM is at 20,000 feet and inbound. So I'm going to watch our speed here. It could be a little bit slippery. This is Charlie or Charlie 1? This is Charlie. Oh. Guess we weren't able to make Charlie 1. Juneau area traffic, Skyways 5556, correction on the taxi. We're going to be going out at Charlie for Alpha. Be able to get around past Kevin.
And for traffic, that's 1562, we're going to be following the Skyway 2, welcome by Bravo, for Roman 08, we're going to be taxiing by Charlie and Alpha.
There we go. Just keeping an eye on that TBM. Haven't heard any radio calls yet. not going far. Just down the road here. As you can see what we're heading into with the mountains and everything. So at 420 feet we're going to begin our turn to avoid those mountains. Alright, here comes Alpha. Quick check to make sure we are good to go. Alright, so V speeds 128, 141, 142, FCP is set, manage 3700, nav data is set, radios are set 122, 8, nose light to takeoff, runway light, landing lights are on, strobe lights are on, runway turnoff lights are on, transponder is on, TCAS is on, runway is identified. Juneau area traffic skyways 55, 56, taking position, runway 08. Ding the cabin. Into the clouds fairly quickly. And there we are. So brakes are set. Engines to 40%. Juneau area traffic skyways 55, 56, departing runway 08 on the Juneau 2 departure. Clock is running, brakes released. Takeoff power set, man flex 68 degrees, SRS, auto throttle, blue. Airspeed's live. knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Speed brakes disarmed. Autopilot's engaged. It'll take us through the turn. There's 600 feet. Turning inside the mountains. Especially this one here. There's acceleration, altitude, thrust climb set, nose coming down for acceleration, and we are into the mist. Outside air temperature is 8 degrees, or within icing. Speed's coming up. There's the airport. Turn off lights are off. Taxi lights are off.
Juneau traffic at 1562, 808 from the Juneau 2 departure.
We are deep into the clouds now and accelerating. Train radar on. Definitely overcast here. There's that speed. So slat retraction and flap retraction. There's the rain. Or icing pellets, I'm not sure, but I can hear it on the outside of the aircraft. There's our route out that we're taking. It's 5,000 feet. And yeah, nothing to see out there. Both sides, nothing but cloud. Unfortunately, the weather forecast only gives you the bottoms. It doesn't give you the tops for cloud elevation. $8,000 feet. Outside air temperature is down to freezing. And we're going to start making our turn southwards now. We're definitely hitting something out there. I think it is freezing rain or hail or sleet, whatever you want to call it. It's 10,000 feet. Landing lights will come off. I'll leave the seatbelts on until we're clear of the clouds. Seems to be lightening up slightly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
No congregating in the lavatory.
Juneau traffic at 162, we're currently overhead Column and into the at 5, or correction at 6,200.
Alright, so Kevin's up. The TBM is at 20,000 feet. Not picking him up on TCAS. Still accelerating. Again, we're going to be at a slightly slower climb speed due to the pull of stuff for the anti-ice off the engines. But our airspeed is good. We're just getting up to our high altitude climb speed now. Our rate of climb should start to increase a little bit. But the weather is definitely pretty bleak out there right now. I do have the icing and snow effects turned off because I found they were just too much. I haven't checked on them in quite a while to see what they're like nowadays. Looks like that TBM is starting to descend.
Juneau traffic, Delta 1562, we're currently 14.5 miles distance and we're on Juneau to departure transition.
Lots of call outs from Kevin there. So we're heading into Radkey, and we're going to turn to about a 155, 160 heading down towards SQM. We tune that one in. It's 529. So it just has a little bit of SA. So we go into rad nav. We can tune the ADF of 529 on the ADF 1, and then we can tune 116.5. We can put that on for VOR, and we look at a 228 radial. We can do that. We can come back over to our performance page. We turn on our ADF on 1, VOR on 2. There's our VOR. We're 111 miles away from the LVD VOR. That's the exit point of the departure. And it looks like we're picking up the TBM areas there, about 19 miles away. See him over here on Roger's side. That's him there. He's descending down. He's 3,000 feet above us now, 29. So we're going to be flying past him, so there's no conflict there. We definitely appreciate the weather radar right now. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I hope they get it soon. I'm hoping the upgrade to the Phoenix version 2 comes out with it. That would be so nice. So we're out of range of the ADF. That's the Sumner Strait, or the NDB. It'll come in about 30 or 40 miles out from it. But yeah, we have a slow climb today. And that is due to the weather and icing. I'm assuming, I don't know why it's taking us so long to get up there. I'm in thrust climb. We're at speed, 1,200 feet per minute. Kevin's climbing a lot faster than we are, although the 737 does climb faster than the A320. Engines are going, and climb power. If we ever get through these clouds, we might be starting to see the tops of them. We can get the anti-ice off. Yeah, it probably was that TBM, Kevin. So again, looking out the windows, seeing nothing but cloud go by. No brakes or anything out there as of yet. $18,000 feet coming up. We'll switch over to standard pressure. Out at 230. Okay, so I got about 6,000 feet to go. It is lightening up here. There's 18,000 feet. Hey, look at that. Blue sky. Yeah, I don't have a view that kind of looks upwards. This is one of my favorite things, either descending into or popping out of the clouds and looking out the windows. If I turn that off, do I get warnings? No, no warnings. There we go. We can see the engine where climb rate's going up now. Turn that terrain radar off. And we're picking up the NDB, non-directional beacon. And there's the top of the clouds. That looks pretty cool. So we're up to about a 2,300 foot per minute climb. So you can see the effect that the power drain that the anti-ice has on the aircraft. Really sucked away a good 1,000 feet per minute on the climb rate. So the weather's pretty good. Turbulence is pretty minimal, so we can bring the signs off in the back now that we're out of the top of the clouds, except for this little bit we're going to pop through. And we might as well get our
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign.
charts
Now
up.
get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
Bring that down, hide that. And we'll bring the chat up so it's not overlaying. There we go. You can see where we are now as we're flying off. We should get some nice views. Well, you'd think we get some nice views, but I think we're going to be in cloud the entire way. I'm just going to do a quick check on another weather service and see what it looks like on the west coast. We're not seeing thunder and storms. We do have a lot of cloud. It should clear a bit when we get further down towards Vancouver Island and pick up. But there's some cloud around Vancouver, Seattle area and everything, so it may break up a little bit, but I think we're still going to be stuck with a lot of cloud for this trip. So as we continue to climb out, we'll take a position out where we can get a nice view downwards. And we'll go on the right side or left side of the airplane. Maybe we can see Vancouver when we fly over. I'm going to throw up the in-flight entertainment, and you can sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'll be in the chat, and we'll be back for the briefing and arrival into Seattle. See you in a bit.
After which we will sing our game. Quiet. And now we have our new lesson. Now the lesson for today is to be, which you must not play, is a simple fishing pole. Yes, that is a fishing pole. Isn't this a reel and wine? Yes, that is a reel and wine. Fishing pole and reel and wine. This is no fish story, dear. You better listen with both ears. Isn't this a nice and strong? Yes, that is a nice and strong. Isn't this a worm and squirm? Yes, that is a worm and squirm. Fishing pole, reel and wine, nice and strong and white and white. To the moral, now we come. You'll see the point if you're not dumb. Isn't this a hook so sharp? Yes, that is a hook so sharp. Isn't this a frying pan? Yes, it's frying pan. Fishing pole, reel and wine, nice and strong, white and white. Hook so sharp and frying pan. Don't forget what you've been taught. If you play hooky, you'll get caught. Honeycomb, come here. What's this? What's this? You don't know. Have a seat. rock till you know you left.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers. Daddy, look here. What do you say, Cookie? What do you say? Play a little hooky? You little cutie pie. Let me. Take it away!
tired tonight, Janie?
I've been trying to think of just the right way to ask you to turn around and go back.
On this road? No, we can't do it, sweetie.
I mean it, Alan. I'd like you to turn around, please.
What's the matter, Jane?
I tried to tell you before we left home. I just don't like being patronized, that's all. I figured to take another evening.
Patronized? Oh, sweetheart, Ralph is one of the nicest guys.
No, it isn't, Ralph. This diamond-studded white, looking down her nose at me like a big ugly house up there looks down on Hollywood. Please, I'm just not going. Slow down, find a place to turn.
Oh, Jane, you crazy. Alice likes you.
Please, Alan, I mean it. I'm just not going.
What are you trying to do, send us off the edge? All right, we'll turn around. We told them we'd be there, but we'll turn around. That guy almost hit us.
Alan, he threw something. It's in the bag.
Just 15 minutes.
Paper in it.
Paper?
Yeah, feels like it.
Open it.
They threw it in?
Yes.
Maybe it fell in.
Alan, open it. Quick, Alan, get in. Alan, get in.
He's after us, Jane. The bag was intended for him. Jane, what are you trying to do? We've lost him. Slow down, I'll take the wheel. He almost killed us doing it, but we got away from him. Now what happened?
Hasn't hit you yet, Alan? Money was literally thrown in our laps. No one in the world knows we had it.
Get a hold of yourself, Jane, will you? It's a bag of dynamite. That was a payoff, probably blackmail. We turn that bag over to the police, or they...
Don't stop, Alan. He's almost a block behind.
What are you two so scared about?
Scared.
You are. Didn't you ever get a ticket before?
Supposed to be a big secret, officer. We're on our way to Las Vegas. We're the old-fashioned kind. I love it.
Still gonna get a ticket. The next time you make a turn, signal. You think you can remember that?
I'm afraid my mind wasn't on my driving.
You're nervous, Mac. It's the bride that's supposed to be jittery. Get going.
What's the matter with you, Jane? What were you planning on doing with that?
I don't know. You had a chance to give up the money. Why didn't you take it?
Just asking myself that same question. We'll take it up to the apartment. I want to look at it.
moments we will be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for a list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, we only accept credit cards.
See you, darling.
How about Kathy? I wonder if she came home.
I think she went to a show. Hurry.
Just called me Dracula.
I'm afraid you did startle us a little.
Did my sister come in yet, Pete?
No, I don't think so. Hey, you folks been away?
Oh, no. Justin thinks Mr. Palmer had storage.
Did you lock the door?
Yes.
Well, that wasn't very smart. It'd be a great time for Kathy and someone to come in now, wouldn't it?
You said you wanted to look at it, Alan. Look at it. 50, 20. There must be thousands here.
Probably 100,000. It's all money. Numbers are different.
You can make it work for us for the rest of our lives.
Stop it, Jeannie. You don't report this as a felony. The same as stealing. It's a blind alley. A big barred gate.
Let's not try to use it, darling. Let's just hide it someplace and not touch it till we know it's safe.
It'll never be safe. It just won't work. What is it, Jeannie? I just don't understand you. I've tried to give you everything you wanted. Everything I could.
Yes, you give me a dozen down payments and installments for the rest of our lives. We won't touch it, darling. We simply leave it where we... Hide it. Hide it, quick.
Hi.
Hello, Kathy.
He said you were asking about me.
Oh, yes. Alan was wondering if you were home.
Well, I am. But you're twisting my arm. I'll come in. Where's my dear brother? Oh, he'll be out in a moment.
How's things at the office?
Well, they gave my boss a promotion the other day. Maybe they'll get around to giving me a raise later.
You sound as if you're going to make a life's work out of it.
Sounds as if you hadn't heard of the man shortage. On second thought, maybe you haven't.
Greetings, Kathy.
Hi. How are you? Don't say fine, because you look awful. That's why I love to come here. Everyone is so gay, so buoyant. I did get the impression from Pete that you wanted to see me about something.
Oh, we were thinking of running up to Ramoli's for snack, but we changed our minds. Alan doesn't feel well.
Well, what is it, Alan?
Nothing. It's just a headache.
I hope you both feel better in the morning. Good night. Good night, Jane.
Good night, Kathy.
That did it. I ought to have my head examined. I was almost sold from it. But we've got as much right to that money as if we went into a bank and lifted a bag full off the counter. My little sister drops in and pays us a visit. Scares us to death.
Of course we were frightened, because the money's right here. But once it's hidden and out of our hands, there's nothing to be afraid of. Nobody knows we had it.
Nobody knows. How about that banshee that chases down the mountainside? You can read, he's got our license number.
He wasn't close enough to see our license. Listen to me, Alan. I love you, darling. And if you decide we should never touch the money, we won't. But do we have to make up our minds now? Can't we just hide it someplace where it can't be traced to us? Give ourselves time to think it out. Please help me hide it. I'll leave the rest to you. If you don't think we should ever touch it, we won't.
You mean that, Jane? There'll be no more talk about it. No bitterness.
I mean it, Alan.
We'll keep it a week. It's all right. It's here down in the lining. There's a hole in the pocket. It's safe there.
What'd you say to the man at the counter?
I didn't say anything to the man at the counter.
You did. I saw you.
Oh, yes. Well, I told him I was going to the hospital and wouldn't be picking up the bag. He said it was all right.
Detective here.
Yes.
Does an Alan Palmer live here?
Yes, my husband's at work.
This is just a routine check. We have a license number, but we're not absolutely sure of the accuracy. Come in. Mind if I look around a bit?
Why?
You haven't anything to hide, have you? See you have.
What's this all about, Mr. Fuller?
I told you, routine check. Like to look your place over.
For what?
I didn't bring a warrant with me, Mrs. Palmer. Maybe I should go get one.
If I let you look around without one, will you promise to tell me what it's all about? Perhaps it'll give me something interesting to talk about at bridge tonight.
Sure.
Those are presents.
So you've already started spending it, huh?
spending it.
Yes, honey, spending it. I don't think I like that.
I'm sorry, but you're not making sense.
If you were an innocent housewife with nothing to hide but the Iceman, you'd never let me in here. You'd have been screaming for that warrant, sending wires to your congressman, so let's cut the small talk. Where's my dough?
And you're not a policeman.
Only on my mother's side, honey. Where's the dough?
Those things in the kitchen happen to belong to my sister-in-law. And I let you in because, well, housewives can get awfully bored sometimes. Believe me, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're too smooth, honey. You're much too smooth. Where's the dough? Where's that money? What did you do with it?
We sent it to the police.
You're a liar. You would have told me that before now.
I was afraid to.
You should be. It was mine. Why would anyone give up that much hard cash? I don't get it. In fact, I don't believe it.
It's the truth, I swear it is.
And I'm supposed to get up now and walk out, is that it? Well, maybe I will. If you turn that money over to the cops, it'll be in the paper. If you didn't...
It will be. We sent it back last evening.
All right. I can wait a few more hours. And I doubt that you or your husband will cry copper. I'm gonna buy an evening paper. And there better be something in it about money or I'll be around again. I'm afraid I'll be awfully peeved at you.
Called me from the bank today. It seems as if your checks have started coming through. He thought I might like to know that our account's down to a couple of $100.
I was going to tell you tonight. Everything's I needed, Alan.
$580 worth of necessities? That was yesterday. How much today? How much have you spent altogether?
$790. About 1/10 of 1% of the money we have.
Money in the bag. You're not gonna touch it. Just leave it there and forget about it. Now you're spending it like mad and keeping books on it.
Because the money's ours. If anyone knew we had it, they would have been around by now.
I'm sending the claim check to the district attorney's office right now, tonight.
Don't I have something to say about that? I won't let you do it. I'll take the money and go off by myself before I let you give it away.
And that's something I won't let you do. I'm in this now. If you're caught, I'm caught. But I wouldn't want you to do it anyway, Jane. The money won't buy anything. It'll only make you miserable and unhappy.
Let me be the judge of that.
Were you happy when you married Blanchard? I'm sorry, Jane. I didn't mean that. Jane, what's happening to us? What's happening? The money sits down there in an old leather bag, and yet it's tearing us apart. It's poison, Jane. It's changing you, it's changing both of us.
I wish it were that simple, Alan. But I haven't changed. It's the way I am. You've got to let me keep that money.
Don't you?
No, Alan. I won't let you just give it away. Chances like this are never offered twice. This is it. I've been waiting for it, dreaming of it all my life, even when I was a kid. And it wasn't because we were poor. Not hungry poor, at least. I suppose, in a way, it was far worse. We were white-collar poor, middle-class poor, the kind of people who can't quite keep up with the Joneses and die a little every day because they can't. That's why I married Blanchard. I married the first man who asked me because I thought he had money. It's true, Alan. You're right. I wasn't happy. I was almost glad when
Jane.
Things have changed now, Alan. This is different. We'll be happier than we ever dreamed we could be.
Sure we will, Jane. But the money won't help. There'll always be Joneses with a little more. The only thing worth having is peace of mind. And money can't buy that.
But you agreed to wait for 1 week.
All right. will wait. But we're not going to keep it. It's almost wrecked us, sweetheart. But I think it'd take more than 100 grand to do that. How about it? I got an idea. We'll go on a date. Not tonight. I've got to see old man Baird tonight. But tomorrow night, we'll do the same things we did our first day. Remember? We'll have dinner at Romoli's. Then we'll go down to the lake and get one of those fancy little boats and go for a ride. How about it? Is it a date?
It's a date, Alec.
You got a good lock. I don't usually have so much trouble.
Did you think of knocking?
Yeah, but then I thought about the dough reading I found in the newspaper. Nothing at all about a bag full of dough turning up at police headquarters.
Would you care for a drink, Mr. Fuller?
You know, honey, you've got quite a flair. I like you. Too bad you're a chiseler. At the risk of seeming tedious, just where did you stash my cash?
You didn't tell me if you wanted that drink.
You didn't tell me where you put my dough.
I don't have your dough.
Let us not haggle.
We're not going to. My husband has the money, and 2 days from now, he's going to turn it over to the police.
You don't tell me. Nice story. Better than yesterday. I like that trick with your eyes, too. Well, I'm just taking my cue like a little gentleman.
You're taking it a little too fast.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Did you notice where the liquor was when you went through my kitchen? Go make us a drink.
Stalling, honey?
What do I call you besides stupid?
Stupid will do if you don't bruise easily. Otherwise, you might try Danny. If you're not stalling, get to the point. What's on that lovely blonde mind?
I told you. My husband is going to give the money up. I don't intend to let him give it up.
Neither do I.
I swear if you go near him, neither one of us will ever see a cent of it.
I'll take my chance.
I'm telling you the truth now. You won't be able to beat it out of him or scare it out of him. I told him you were here yesterday. The police would have the money now. And I don't think I could take it if I lost it.
Let's get something straight, honey. That's my dough you're talking about.
Only half of it. You haven't a chance of getting it without my help.
And how do you get it?
I don't know. I'll work out something I have to. I think of losing it, I get deathly sick inside.
You know, I think you're leveling with me. Maybe I'll string along. We'll think it over. Thought it over. What's your name, honey?
Jane.
One thing. When you get that dough, I've got to be in on it. Right at the time. Otherwise, I might make a nuisance of myself.
I may need your help. How can I get hold of you, say about 5 o'clock?
Call that number. For your sake, beautiful, I hope you're not trying to soul-soap me. I wouldn't take kindly to it.
What's the matter with you?
That's just to remind you, honey, you're in a tough racket now.
That you?
I'll take that night. Hello?
Danny, it's all worked out. We'll get it tonight. But I've got to know something first. How do I know you'll be fair with me? Listen, this is very important. How do I know?
You don't, but I'll tell you something. You've got 10 times the chance to get a straight deal from me as I've got from you. Now, what's the layout?
Well, be at Westlake Park at 9 o'clock tonight. There's a big palm tree at the west end of the lake. A palm tree. Be there. I'll come along shore on one of those boats and signal you with a flashlight. Be watching. I don't want to have to do it more than once. Yes, I'll have the money.
Then why all the complications? Why can't you just meet me somewhere? I don't think I like your setup. It sounds like a snipe hunt.
It's not a trap, whatever you're thinking, Danny. I had to choose a place where you'd have to play fair with me. Danny, are you still there?
Yeah. All right, I'll be there. West end of the lake under the palm tree, 9 o'clock.
Let's get one of the big ones like we used to.
Them's for 4 people, lady.
Yeah. Lady wants one of the big ones.
Oh, like I said. Here comes one now.
What's the matter, sweetie? You seem all tied up tonight.
There's nothing the matter. I feel fine.
Remember what we used to call these rides? Cruises into nowhere. Seems a long time ago, doesn't it?
It was. A long time ago.
We haven't changed a bit, Jane. Not a bit. Why, Jane? We just got started.
Please, darling, I'd like to go back.
Something's wrong. What is it?
Maybe you're right. Maybe something is wrong. Jill. Let's go back. Alan, let's put the claim check in an envelope and put it in the mailbox. I don't want to keep it anymore.
So that's it. The money again. Look, sweetheart, let's forget it. I have. Now that we're here, let's relax and have a... Oh, doggone it, I must have left my cigarettes at home. You have a...
No.
What have you got in the bag? It weighs a ton.
There are no cigarettes in there, Alan.
Something then?
Stop hearing things and kiss me.
minutes late. What's the idea? What happened?
It's Alan, my husband. He's dead. Don't move, Danny.
So that's what I heard. A shot, not a backfire.
Yes, and I need your help.
Some other time. I don't want the money that bad. Do you take me back to shore, or do I swim?
You move, I'll shoot you. And tell them you killed my husband.
If I go along with you, I get the gas chamber. I wonder how good a shot you are.
There'll be no gas chamber for either one of us, Danny. They saw me get on this boat with my husband. They're going to see me get off with him. He'll be wearing his hat and coat. We've got nothing to worry about.
Until his body comes floating up.
We're going to see that it doesn't.
You're quite a gal, Mrs. Palmer.
That's for being so sweet.
Thanks. Come again.
We intend to.
This is the stuff from his pockets. Take it. I don't like frisking stiffs. What are you gonna do with it?
Never mind. Let's go quick.
Sure, let's go get the dough.
Listen, we're not in the clear yet. They've got to see you. They've got to think Alan brought me home. I'll meet you at 12:15 at 6th and Beachway. Then we'll go get the money.
Where?
Old Water Canyon. It's hidden there.
This afternoon you said you'd have it in the boat with you. You're in no position to pull another cross-up, honey. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I know it. Danny, please hurry. Mr. Palmer would like to have the car washed tonight. Could you do it?
Sure thing, Mr. Palmer.
Oh, Alan, get me some cigarettes while you're there, will you? Did I get you?
No, I was reading. I guess I must have dozed.
Alan's gone down to the corner to get a bottle. Why don't you come in and have a nightcap with us?
Oh, I'd love to. I was beginning to think you were miffed with me or something.
Why? You mean to say Mr. Palmer didn't come in there at all? Thank you. I don't understand it. He says he hasn't seen him since he drove out of here on the road. And the people at the drugstore say he hasn't been there at all.
Well, don't worry about it. Maybe he went over to the drive-in with some hamburgers.
Yes, I suppose so. I don't understand it. What could have happened to him? It's over an hour. If nothing's happened, why doesn't he call?
I don't know, Jane. Let me fix your drink.
Will you connect me with police headquarters, please? Yes, it's an emergency. Hello? I'd like to check on automobile accidents. It's my husband. He's missing it.
Lady, the missing persons detail closes at 5 p.m.
You mean you can't do anything for me tonight?
How long has he been missing? Lady, we can't do anything tonight. If he doesn't show up by tomorrow, you come down here and make a report in person, and we'll go to work. Yes, okay.
Jane, here's your... Jane, you have a whole shelf of whiskey out there. You told me Alan had gone to get a bottle.
That's right. That proves he never intended to go to the drugstore at all. There's something I haven't told you, Kathy. No, for a long time. Alan doesn't love me anymore. He's beginning to get tired of me.
That's ridiculous if you know it.
It's true, Kathy. We've been quarreling a lot lately about little unimportant things. I bought some clothes the other day and it made him terribly angry.
Please, Jane. Alan will be home soon. I think I'll go to bed now.
Night. Good night, Kathy.
That gun you were waving around down at the lake. And I'll take it butt first.
Danny, the gun was out. It'd be a bit silly of me not to put it back where it belongs, wouldn't it? And you don't have a gun either. Did you think it would be hiding in your pocket right there? Would you?
Tiger? I didn't know they made him as beautiful as you are, and as smart, or as hard. Here. You can have the gun. Take it easy, will you? You're not on Sunset now.
I can't take a chance on being found missing, you know that.
Don't tell me you buried the dough.
What else?
Almost anything else.
Where did that money come from, Danny? Why was it being paid to you like that?
I'll tell you when I see the dough. Maybe. I hope you're not planning to pull a fastie. It won't pay off.
Don't quarrel with me, Danny. I'm not out of trouble until I get back to my apartment.
Well, slow down or you'll never get back.
Look out!
Not this time, Tiger. You didn't bury that dough and I know it. I'll see you sometime when there's daylight and a million people around.
Danny! Danny, come back! The ticket's in that coat. Danny!
Nobody here.
Yeah, keys in it too.
Your feet hurt? You kidding? What are we waiting for?
Jane, Alan's home, isn't he? But I'm sure I heard the elevator.
No one came in, Kathy. It must have been someone across the hall.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry I disturbed you, Jane. Good night.
you said, honey. This should have been put back.
What did you do with the coat? Alan's coat.
How'd you get here?
In a cab.
You know what I mean. How'd you find me?
I found the place where you eat. You can guess the rest. What did you do with Alan's coat?
Forget it, Tiger. I took care of the coat. Let's talk about the money. Isn't that why you're here?
How? Just how did you take care of it? Don't you see if the coat turns up in the wrong way, we're lost. What did you do with it?
Why just the coat, Tiger? Why not the hat, too? It had his initials in it.
Yes, and the hat, too. What did you do with it?
Not a thing, Angel. I'll let you get rid of them. All I did was take the labels out of the coat and the hatband out of the hat. You want to take it?
Yes.
Sit down, honey. Sit down, honey. On the bed. Sorry it isn't tidy. I didn't know you were going to drop by.
Please, we haven't a minute to lose.
I know. All I want is time to look the coat over. Time to find out what's so special about it. Sit down, honey. The hole in that first pocket. Maybe there's something in the lining. Should we look, Tiger? What do you know? Something is in the lining, Tiger.
No one home.
Well, it's hard to believe. Could I just touch you to make sure?
I mean, were you looking for anyone in particular?
A man named Palmer, but I can hardly remember why.
Are you a friend of Mr. Palmer's?
Are you?
I asked you first.
We flew together in England. In a weak moment, he asked me to drop by if I ever got to Hollywood.
I live across the hall. I'm Alan's sister.
Pretty sure you weren't Jane.
Oh, you've met Jane?
Well, I've seen pictures of her. Mother told me there'd be times like this.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, I say anything. We can wait till they're gone and I can just leave. Whoever it is we're avoiding. Jane, I gather.
I had to expect that question. That's why I pulled you in here. I didn't want Jane to know where you ran into me.
Gathered that. I have 10 days coming to me, and I look forward to going into a happy coma on one of your beaches. But if there's anything I can do,
I don't know. I just don't know.
Where's Jane?
She went down to the missing persons bureau. she hasn't come back.
Why the passkey? Why couldn't Jane know what you were looking for?
Didn't tell me your name.
Don Blake.
You know my name.
Well, Alan mentioned it a few times, but I'm not quite sure. Elizabeth?
No, it's Catherine.
I know what you're thinking. I can almost hear that mind of yours churning. You're wondering why I'm so eager to help. Or maybe you're wondering why I'm so willing to believe the worst of Jane. Well, I never met Jane, but I never liked her either. You know her first husband killed himself?
Jane had nothing to do with it. The man had money once, and he just couldn't stand being broke.
Well, anyway, getting back to Alan. You obviously think there's something wrong. And I wouldn't like to feel I walked out on you. So if there's anything I can do or anything that ought to be done, I'd appreciate you telling me about it.
All right, Mr. Blake.
Is that it? You like talking now?
It's cold in here.
I'll turn on the oven. Maybe I shouldn't bother to light it. Huh, Tiger? So hubby pulled a cross up, is that it? The door's checked somewhere, I guess.
Yes.
Where?
Is it possible to get the bag without the ticket? I know exactly what it looks like.
Sure. All you gotta do is describe the contents, then the cops come and take you away.
Ticket someplace in the apartment. I know it. I've got to get back. And I've got to have that gun.
Sure, I'll give you your gun. All you gotta do is ask and Danny give. Remember the ride we took last night, Tiger? The money was buried up in the hill. You were taking me up there to give me my half, remember? You were taking me up there to kill me, Tiger. You were gonna kill me. And now I give you back the gun. First, I'm gonna get to know you better. I think probably someday you will kill me. I wouldn't want that to happen unless we were a good friend. Go ahead, scream. Get the cops in here. That's all we need.
Where have you been, Jane? Is there any news?
No. Why aren't you at work?
Work? With Alan just swallowed up someplace? Where have you been?
Walking, thinking, trying to figure this thing out.
Jane, I thought of something this morning. If Alan just went away, don't you...
What do you mean if he just went away? What else could have happened?
I don't know. Nothing seems to make any sense.
Does it ever?
I thought of a way we might be able to tell. Alan's gun. He loved that gun. It was the only thing he saved from his army days. If he'd known he was going away, I think he'd have taken it with him, don't you?
We can easily find out. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. I think I know who it is, Jane. It's a friend of Alan's. I ran into him in the hall. He said he'd be back.
Palmer? Lieutenant Breach, Homicide Division. Yeah, come in. You don't seem to have expected me.
Should I have?
Well, didn't you report it? My apologies, Mrs. Palmer. I see what's wrong now. The missing persons detail is part of the Homicide Division. I've been assigned to the case you reported.
Oh, I'm afraid you frightened me for a minute, Lieutenant. I was afraid something had happened.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Lieutenant Breach, my sister-in-law, Miss Palmer. Won't you sit down?
I've been trying to get you by phone, Mrs. Palmer. I have some information for you you might prefer to discuss privately.
Miss Palmer's my husband's sister. Go ahead.
Is there anything you would like to add? Something you didn't put into your report?
No, not a thing.
Mrs. Palmer, there's nothing illegal about being missing. We only work on a missing person's case if it's a juvenile or if there's some evidence of foul play or suicide or an accident. When we get evidence that it is something else, and it usually is, we don't touch it. So you see, Mrs. Palmer, it isn't exactly playing ball with us to hold anything back.
Hold what back, Lieutenant?
The other woman, Mrs. Palmer.
What do you know about her?
Well, it's the only thing we've uncovered so far. A Bel Air resident, he's vice president of a furniture plant out in Vernon, was pulling out of his driveway last night when this car, your car, driven by a woman, almost crashed into him. A man dressed like you described your husband, same size, everything, gets out of the car. Apparently they'd had a quarrel. Well, that's about all our informant saw. All he did was spot the license number. It might have been foul play. I doubt it. I suspect they patched it up. Do you know anything about this woman, Mrs. Palmer?
Not very much, I'm afraid. I've only seen her once or twice. She's a little taller than I am. Hair a little darker. Brown eyes, I think. But I don't know her name or where she lives.
Jane, you never told me. Why?
Because I didn't think it meant... Hello? Yes. It's for you.
Oh, I told the Bureau I'd be here. Hello? Yes? Okay, thanks. I'm afraid that wraps it up. If you really want some action on your husband, Mrs. Palmer, I'd suggest you bring in some private help. Your car was located 12 miles south of San Diego, just this side of the Mexican border. Your husband wasn't in some kind of trouble, was he, Mrs. Palmer?
No, or not that I know of. Are you sure it was our car?
Yes. I'll see that it's sent back. Good luck.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Bye.
I know Alan wasn't seeing another woman, and so do you.
Where Alan's concerned, my dear, you're blind. It's time you knew it.
Your description of this other woman, Jane, it sounded very much like you.
What do you mean by that? What are you trying to imply?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, hello again. Yeah, we seem to be colliding in hallways, don't we?
Yes, we seem to. Jane, this is the man I mentioned to you. He flew with Alan. Mr. Blake, my sister-in-law.
How do you do, Mrs. Palmer?
How do you do?
I'm sorry to hear about Al, but I'm sure he'll turn up soon.
Thank you. Will you excuse me, Jane, Mr. Blake?
Well, she seems to be a bit upset. Has there been some news about Alan?
No, but they were very close, you know.
Oh, I know.
Did you want to see Alan about anything special?
Oh, no. We were just very good friends.
I see. Would you like to come in?
All right.
Kathy didn't tell me much about you, Mr. Blake. Did you know Alan well?
Well, I thought I did. It had be hard to believe Al took after some wild geese. He was always an advocate of the home and hearth.
I always thought so. Won't you sit down?
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, I was about to say I'm here on a vacation, and I was wondering if I might help in any way.
I think the police are doing all that can be done. What did Alan usually call you, Mr. Blake?
Don. When there were ladies present.
Which wasn't often, I hope. What squadron were you flying with?
Same as Alan's, Mrs. Palmer.
Wouldn't you rather call me Jane?
All right.
Would you like a drink?
Well, I didn't think it was that noticeable.
What?
The thirsty look. Come on, let me help. Well, let me watch.
Where were you stationed in England?
Don't you know?
Of course. I keep forgetting. Stonehurst or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Ipswich. I didn't know we had any operations at Stonehurst.
Well, all those places in England used to sound alike to me.
I seem to worry you, Mrs. Palmer. Why?
Why do you say that?
Oh, I don't know. I sense a third-degree quality in this conversation. Could I be wrong?
Yes, you're wrong. I'm just curious about you, Mr. Blake. No, you don't worry me. But it's possible you're beginning to intrigue me.
Oh, let's wait till we're sure Al isn't coming back, hmm?
You made quite a bit out of that remark of mine, didn't you?
Well, I didn't think I made any more out of it than I found there.
I'm afraid you did. If I should hear from Alan, where can he get in touch with you?
Staying at the Villa Vista Hotel. Oh, by the way, on my way out, shall I take the guy in the plaid suit off your back?
What did you say?
Looks a little pale. I think I can handle him all right.
What are you talking about?
The guy in the plaid suit. He was lurking around the dark end of the hall, making like a tenant trying to find a key. I watched him for a while as I got off the elevator. Made him nervous.
He must be from the police.
Sure. That's right. They're looking for Al. They probably figured the best place to find him is where he lives. Thanks for the drink, Mrs. Palmer.
Sharber, please. Mr. Sharber, this is Jane Palmer, Alan's wife. Yes, I'm fine. Mr. Sharber, you were at Ipswich with Alan, weren't you? Do you remember a Don Blake? No, Blake. You don't? Mr. Sharber, could you drop by here tonight? It would only have to be for a minute or so. Could you come by tomorrow, then? All right, fine. It's the Chateau Michel, apartment 514. Thank you, Mr. Sharper. Tomorrow night, then, 7 o'clock. Bye. You stupid fool. You were seen out there. For all I know, the man who saw you was a detective.
Relax, Tag. There are other people on this floor, you know.
What do you want?
Find a ticket?
No.
I don't like to think what'll happen inside you. I came up to tell you something. If you get that dough and dust with it, it'll be very, very bad.
I don't intend to.
Fine. But let me tell you why it'll be very, very bad. You want to know about it?
Listen, Danny. We can't be fighting each other now. We've got to help each other.
Yeah? Why?
Kathy, my sister-in-law, she's getting suspicious. She's beginning to figure the whole thing out.
Oh, what's she got?
She heard me come in last night. I denied it, but I know she doesn't believe me. She knows Alan wouldn't have gone out to get liquor because there was plenty here. She knows Alan's gun was gone. I don't know how, but she does. She's going to trip us up, Danny. I know it.
Maybe it's time to clear out. Chalk it up to experience.
We can't. We've got to stay here until we find that ticket.
You mean stay here till she tells her story to the cops? Is that it?
She's not going to tell her story. You're going to help me again, Danny. Help
You do what?
You've got no other choice. We can't just wait and let her kill us. I didn't mean to kill Alan, but it's done. And now it's our lives against hers.
We kill her, huh? Do you really think you can get away with that?
Yes. Kathy was all wrapped up in Alan. She missed work today. She's what the papers will call despondent. She's going to take poison because of it. You're going to get it for me.
Sorry, Mrs. Palmer. I'd rather take my chances.
You don't think I want to do it? I couldn't kill Alan. I tried to convince myself I could kill him, but when the time came, I couldn't do it.
How did he die? Pneumonia?
It was an accident. He opened my purse and the gun fell out. I don't know what happened after that. I killed it. But I didn't know it then. I'm not going to die for it. We've got to do it, Danny. We've got no other choice. Get me something, Danny. You know how to get it. I'll do the rest. We can't put it off.
You are a tiger. You got me in so deep I can't get out. I'll get the stuff for you, but like you say, you gotta do the rest. Every bit of it. When I get back, make sure she's not around. I don't want to see her, not even for a second. And I don't want to talk about this or her again.
I'll get you some money. Oh, hello.
Hello.
How did you make out with Jane?
She's crazy about me. You know where they went last night? Before Alan disappeared?
Yes.
Do you happen to have any pictures around of Jane and Alan?
Why, yes, why?
The police won't do anything until they're convinced something's wrong. We're going to find something to convince them.
How did you know that about the police? Did Jane...
Get into your coat, Miss Palmer, honey. We're going sleuthing.
Welcome back to the flight deck and Minecraft Joe. Thanks for dropping in. We are coming up towards the top of descent for our arrival into Seattle. So we're going to do a quick check of the weather, get our weather information here. So let me just grab that and then I'll put it into the chat. This is as of about 40 minutes ago, roughly. As you can see, the winds are 230 at 5, so we're going to stick with runway 16 right. 10 miles of visibility, an overcast layer down at 1,300 feet, 14 degrees, 299er is the barrow. So we can enter this information in down here for our approach page. So 299er, we'll get that in. Temperature of 14 degrees. Winds 230 at 5. Transition level at 18,000 is good. Now we're going to switch over to our ILS. We're going in on a Cat 2, just in case. So we're going to set a decision height of a radio altitude of 100 feet. So that is now set. We should be okay with that ceiling though, but we'll set that just in case. So that is all now entered in. And if we come back to our performance page, we're 51 miles from top of descent. So So we're going to get rid of our map. You can see we're coming up on Vancouver Island. We're basically going to overfly Victoria and then come into Seattle. This is Vancouver Island right ahead of us here. So let me bring up our charts and we'll take a look at our arrival and our approach into Seattle on today's flight. Route map. Alright, so here we are. We're heading right now for Yankee Juliet, which is the Victoria VOR. From there, we're going to head down through Orcas and Jigbee. And that's going to bring us to Mariner, where we have to be above 12,000 feet. That's the entry point into our arrival. We're then going to go to Bone, Nihas, and Griffey. Griffey, we have to be at 6,000 feet, 210 knots. From there, we're going to come down from Griffey to Sealac, which is the one I entered manually. Then Bugny. And then from there at Finca, we'll intercept the ILS and come down and land. We're going to be landing on runway 16 right, so we're probably going to get off around November or Papa, depending. We'll then come down here, we will cross 16 center, and then we'll cross 16 left. Once we're across 16 left, we're going to taxi Whiskey northwards up around the terminal here. We're going to head into the backside of Concourse Delta, as you can see, and we're going to head over here for Delta 5 as our parking spot for today. So that is our plan, and we'll see how it goes. Now, we did have ATC up for a bit at Seattle. I'm hoping they do come back. We'll see. But it's been a little bit. There's nobody there at the moment. Ran yourself into a mountain. Yeah, those granite clouds are no fun. Then in Seattle, there's 11 aircraft on the departure board, 9 on the arrivals. So it could be busy. A couple aircraft in the area right now. We've got one going in from Los Angeles, and it looks like we got one no flight plan. He's at 600 feet. I'm not sure what he's doing. Kevin's behind us still. About 35 miles back, and all looking good. So we're clear all the way down. We're self-clearing, but we're going to set our initial descent to 6,000 feet, and that will get us down to Griffey. So we're going to come over now, set 6,000 feet. There we go. 6,000 feet is set. You can see again Vancouver Island. That's Victoria down here. This is Vancouver. And if we zoom in, here's Vancouver Airport right there. There's the ferry terminals. And the cruise ships leave from, where's Stanley Island? Leave from back in here. And of course you can see the Rocky Mountains. So everything is looking very good. We're going to start our descent about 5 miles out. That will give us plenty of time to get down. Everything is looking good. So once again, as a reminder, if you want to join us, Discord is the place to get all the information. Links are in the description. And tomorrow we start a new series on Tuesdays. We are doing a tour of my home country, Canada. And first flight will be out of Toronto, heading up to Thunder Bay. So it will be tomorrow at 19:30 hours. So I'm going to start another stream for Is It Approach or something. No, this is a shorter flight, so this is all one stream. I only break it up when we've got those 8 or 9 hour flights. 4 or 5 hours, I'll let the stream go. It's when they get into several hours, especially double digits, 8, 9, 10. 11-hour streams that I break them up. 4 or 5 hours is not too bad. Alright, so we're 11 miles to go. Speed error at Bone. That's fine. We'll probably be in manual speed mode by the time we get there. I know, it says Bone 250. That says 250, so that is correct. Usually it's going to be the Sunday cargo flights if they're extremely long, or if I end up doing a passenger flight that's extremely long. There's 4 miles, so we're going to start down now. But 4 or 5 hour flights, I do them in a single stream. Vancouver area traffic, Skyways 5556, leaving flight level 370 inbound to Yankee Juliet for the Mariner 7 arrival into Seattle. Alright, down we go. And as mentioned, this is the city of Victoria down here. I was just there in February, I think it was. Very nice. It's also the capital of British Columbia. But we're heading over here where Seattle is. I'm not on the Xbox, I am on a PC, and I have a full set of controls with separate throttles and rudder pedals and all that type of stuff. I don't do console stuff. There's my my system specs. Alright, we're going to peg our speed at 280. Make sure we're not over speeding. Also going to put out a little bit of speed brake to assist. No, they don't. It takes a lot of time, though. I think that's part of the reason. I just like sharing the experience and answering questions and that type of stuff. So, spreading the word about flight simming. Alright, so it looks like we're at a contrail area here. We're heading down, looking very nice again. There's the Vancouver area. As we're descending down. So we're over the Yankee Juliet VOR. Again, inbound for Seattle. That's my warning that my flaps are still out, or the speed brake's still out. I am well aware. Thank you. See the cloud off in the distance there. That's what we're probably running into. We'll check for an update. Wind's variable, yeah. 10 miles visibility. Broken. Altimeter is changed to 299.7. So we'll come down, we'll make that adjustment. 299.7. Temperature is now 16 degrees, and winds are variable at 4, so I'm going to go 160 up 4. And we're going to stick with it. So broken at 1500. We'll stick with what we've got set in there for the arrival. It's 25,000 feet. We'll get the seatbelt signs. Oh, we've left them on for the entire flight. We did run into some turbulence. We'll ding the cabin. Let them know that we are getting
The flight crew has turned off the
down.
fasten seatbelt sign. You cannot get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you face with unexpected turbulence.
Co-op mode for Nautica. Oh, Subnautica? That's an interesting game. No, I turned the seatbelt signs on. Off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Well, I normally do the other one, but it didn't. It doesn't ding. Alright, 22,000 feet coming up. Since we're cleared through transition, we're going to switch over now. And 29er, what did I say? 9er7? 9er7. 299er7 is set. We'll make sure that's set in standby as well. 299er7 is set. We have a Orca speed restriction at 280, which we are doing, and we are now past that. Running into Mariner. Mariner, we have to be at 270. Astroneer, yes, I've heard of it. I'm not too familiar with it, but I have heard of it, yeah. So our intercept for the ILS is 1,900 feet, just to bear that in mind as we come down. And 270 and above 12, we'll put on our constraints so we can see them. 270 above 12, 250 at 11, 230 at 8, 210 at 6,000 at Giphy. We'll turn on the terrain radar now as we come down through 19,000. And we'll bring our speed back now to 270. Looking pretty good, but we got that cloud layer sitting in the lowlands where Seattle is. Yeah, a lot of the fast airplanes can be fun, but you need a lot of space to maneuver. Like some of the airports we've flown into in these airliners are kind of tight. And they can be some interesting approaches. Last minute turns, like going into Juneau, kind of offset and have to do that last minute turn. Yes, I know. So we're 3.5 miles out of Mariner. There's the turn. Seattle area traffic. Skyways 5556 at 14,600 over Mariner, inbound on the Mariner 7 arrival, runway 16 right at Seattle. And that's my tracker wanting me to go to 1289. Make sure I'm still here. There we go. Alright, we're now going to slow down to 250 knots. Yeah, it was an interesting departure. You know, make your turn stay within the mountains. Alright, speed's down to 250 knots at Bone. We're now going to slow down to 230 knots for Nihos. And Nihos, we're going to be above 8,000 feet. So after Nihos, I'm going to go into managed speed. Our clean speed is below the maximum, so we'll be good there. No other really traffic in the area except for Kevin. He's got some distance behind us, so that's good. Let's start bringing a little bit of speed brake, get that speed down to 230. Alright, so we're coming up on 10,000 feet. I'm going to turn off the music in the background. Landing lights coming on. Runway turn-off lights are on. Taxi light is on.
We have begun our final descent into
the back.
Seattle.
Wing lights are on.
Passing through the cabin, collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
Yep, I'm familiar with the F-35 and F-18. Alright. So we're going to go into approach phase. We are confirmed managed speed. Engine's coming back. I'm now going to set us up for 1,900 feet, which is our ILS intercept. ILS systems are now on, and ICJL is indicating, which is the correct identifier. Lights are all on. Cabin has been notified. No cautions at the moment. There's that cloud cover over Seattle. Speed to 210, which is what we want at Giphy as we descend down. Once we're through Giphy, we are going to go flaps 1. Speed is slowing. Localizer showing. 6,000 foot limitation is indicating. Another 10 miles. And into the clouds. Outside air temperature is 14 degrees. Anti-ice not going to be required. And we're down to green dot speed, 6,000 feet. There's a turn to Selak, which will put us on course 12.7 miles out for the airport. And we're descending down to 4,000 feet. Everything is looking good. Just confirming lights are all on. Auto brakes are now set to low. Speed brakes no longer required. Speed brakes are armed. So arrival data and weather is set. MCD approach page is done. Radios are set. Engine anti-ice not required. FTP is set. Altimeters are set. T997 approach is briefed. Auto brakes set to low. Speed brakes armed. Landing lights are on. Turn off lights are on. Seatbelt lights are on. Nav course and frequency is checked and identified as correct. And next is flaps. Speed brakes are armed. Glide slope coming in. We'll go flaps 1. Flaps extending. Speed coming down to S speed of about 183 knots. Yep, we're on autopilot down to about 500 feet. Or when I have visual on the runway. There's the town coming in. Airport's just make it out down there. This is Boeing Field. That's where they build the 737s and the Boeing aircraft, but we want the big one down there. Speed is slowly coming down. So we should pass Selak at 4,000 and then descend to our intercept at Finca. Fly guy. Yeah, very good time to come in, just as we're coming in for landing. So approach mode is on. Localizer's coming in. So a little bit of weather ahead of us, although I can kind of make out the airport through the clouds. Glide slope and localizer are capturing 12.6 miles out. Glide slope capture. Localizer capture. We're going to maintain 183 knots until 10 miles. Wow, we'll go 8 miles. It's pretty good. Seattle area traffic, Skyways, 5556 established, ILS 16 right, 10.8 miles out, Seattle. Yeah, it is cloudy in Seattle. It's not as bad as it was. It was a lot worse about 2 hours ago. It's definitely cleared up. You need a soft landing, Minecraft Joe? I'll see what I can do for you. Good time for a movie. Yeah, we were just watching a movie on the flight down from Juneau. Alright, so Mr. Approach, altitude is 5,000 feet.
2,500.
We'll set that now. 5,000 feet is set. 2,500. Airport's in sight. So lights are on. Cabin is notified. 8 miles. Flaps 2. Passing over Boeing Field, Everett Field. So we come in for Seattle. And gear down. Gear down 3 green. 6 miles, flaps 3. It's 5 miles, flaps full. Saddle area traffic skyways 5556 fully established, short final 5 miles, runway 16 right, Seattle. There we are, coming in, looking good.
$500.
500 feet. I have control.
Flight slope.
100
Flight
above.
slope.
Minimum.
Landing.
Flight
50,
slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Auto brakes on, reversers on. 100 knots. $70 knots, reversers idle. Reversers off, manual braking. And then we'll take the high speed here at Papa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seattle. The local time is 3:03 p.m. and it's currently about 61
Saddle area
degrees
traffic skyways
Fahrenheit.
5556
You can now use
clear,
your
runway
mobile device.
16 right
Please remain
at
seated
Papa.
until the aircraft has come to a complete
All right,
stop.
flaps up,
Until
speed
signs
brakes
turn
up.
off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items
Landing
may have
lights
been
are
during
off,
flight. We thank
strobe
you for
lights
flying
are
with us.
off, turn off lights off, wing lights off, TCAS off, weather radar is off. As I say, it doesn't matter since it doesn't work. And Seattle area traffic skyways 5556 taxiing to Delta 5 via Papa crossing 16 center, 16 left, whiskey, and six six. All right, back to my map. Nope. I only do one a day, Minecraft Joe. I have no replay recording thing set up for that, so I can't go back and do a replay and get a wheel view. And Fly Guy, yes, Phoenix version 2 is going to be phenomenal. Seattle area traffic skyways 5556 crossing 16 center. Very much looking forward to version 2. No more streams today. We are streaming again tomorrow starting at 1930 Zulu. Don't quite see Kevin yet, but he's out there somewhere. Can you pick a plane you fly? You can, if you go to the Discord in the main chat area, settle area traffic, Skyways 5556, crossing 16 left at Papa. If you go to the Discord in the main area, you can put in a request, a route request and an aircraft, and when I have time, I will make a video of it, and when I go away or I'm not available for a stream, I throw the videos up. So that's one way you can do it. You can find the links to the Discord in the descriptions of the video on both YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to join us, you can also find the information about what aircraft we're flying, when and where. Oh, there's A380 over there. What we're flying, when and where, and all that good stuff. Alright, so we're going to taxi down here a bit, and then we're going to cut in to Whiskey. And we'll head up Whiskey. I think we're on Bravo at the moment. We'll cut in here at November over to Whiskey. Just keeping an eye out for Kevin coming in. You fly an F-18. I mean, you could do it on the multiplayer streams. Probably not recommended on VATSim unless you really know how to fly the aircraft. I got an Airbus A310 back over there. I wonder if he's in the gate I want. Well, let's find out. Can you give me gate D5? What is available? Yeah, go Swissport. That's fine.
Yeah, traffic is 1560. We're overhead center, turning angle for the L16. Station 165.
Alright, so not quite seeing Kevin yet, but he looks like he's getting ready to intercept. Oh, there's his lights. Probably not visible on the stream, but I can just make them out right there. Alright. So we're going to turn in here, and we're going to see if we can get to Delta 5.
And Seattle traffic Delta 1562, we're fully established on the ILS 165, 1.3 miles out.
Alright, so we're going to make the first turn here. And fortunately this is not a payware airport, so I don't have all the taxi lines that run back here, but we do have the main one. Kevin's on his way in. Looking very nice. There's the oh, using D3. Okay. That's good. I want D5. It's the A310 sitting over there. This came with the American upgrade for the sim, so it's not even freeware. This is default. Let's see where what that A310 is supposed to be. A310 PAY, flew in from Los Angeles. Not sure what PAY is. That D5 there. Yeah, that is D5. So it looks like they're ready for us. We'll kill that light there. Alright, let's get up here, get around and get into the park. It's throwing me off.
Radio check.
Loud clear. Building numbers were throwing me off a little bit.
Renton traffic, Skyhawk 1. Skyhawk 4 Quebec Papa at Rainier. Taxi runway 16. Yeah.
Hi, Minecraft Joe. Thanks for coming in.
And Seattle traffic, Delta 1562, we're short final runway 165.
Watch the marshaller. A lot of weird artifacting there.
Renton traffic, Skyhawk 4 Quebec Papa departing runway 16 at Alpha 2. Left traffic, Renton.
Renton's another little airport in the area. And there's the signal. So brakes are on. Yep, I will shut down. All right, we can come down here. We can wait for them to hook up our ground equipment. There's the jocks and the GPU. The GPU is connected. We're now on external power. Oh, we can shut down the engines. Beacon light can come off. Nav lights will stay. Ground equipment is coming in. Turn off the lights in the back. Passenger or fuel pumps will come off. Flight directors and landing systems will come off. Here comes the jetway. And we will start deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
No, stop.
Renton traffic, Skyhawk 4 Quebec Papa turning left crosswind runway 16, Renton.
There we go. Let's go outside. See everything coming up. Kevin is down. We are sitting here beside the A310. And we are done. Thanks everybody for coming in. Yeah, it's a little bit tight there. He's a bit big for in here, but it's all good. Thanks again for watching. We're back tomorrow, 1930 Zulu, on the first flight of our... Oh, you just despawned. First flight of our tour of Canada. Come and join us. We will see you all then. Thanks for watching. Take care. And bye for now.
Yeah, we're taking to dead for Papa, Rebel, something around 3 center at 3 for right.
We're entering traffic, Skyhawk